The Thames Tideway stands as a colossal engineering endeavor in London. Workers are diligently excavating a new sewage tunnel beneath the city's surface, unearthing remnants of history that have long been buried. One remarkable discovery, a centuries-old skeleton, has shed light on the lives and deaths of those toiling along the river in ancient times. The 500-year-old skeleton was found in the Thames, and what caught attention were the peculiar boots it wore, providing a potential clue to the person's demise. Several miles away from the town of Cirencester in Gloucestershire, a significant landmark marks the generally accepted source of the Thames, one of the UK's most crucial rivers. Spanning 215 miles from its birthplace in the Cotswold Hills to its passage through London and into the Thames estuary, eventually reaching the North Sea, the Thames has played a vital role in shaping the region's history. Its early course flows gently through low-lying fields, but upon reaching London, it meets the estuary's waters, where tides deepen and intensify due to the influence of the sea. This natural phenomenon necessitated the construction of the Thames Barrier in 1982, aimed at protecting central London from potential floods caused by the combination of high tides and heavy rainfall. Before the advent of railways, the Thames was a vital waterway for transportation. However, as the population of London surged to over 2.5 million in 1858, it became a dumping ground for waste. People discarded everything, from food and household waste to animal and human bodies, resulting in the infamous Great Stink. Sadly, many also relied on the Thames as their primary source of drinking water, leading to the rapid spread of diseases like cholera and typhoid due to abysmal hygiene conditions. The putrid stench became unbearable, even in the House of Commons, leading to the suspension of Parliament sessions. Benjamin Disraeli, a future Prime Minister, described the once noble river as a repulsive, odorous swamp, far from its once esteemed reputation in commerce and poetry. In a remarkably short span of 18 days, a bill was debated and passed to address the Thames' long-standing issues. This bill allocated funds to the Metropolitan Board of Works, granting them the authority to embark on an unprecedented engineering project. The man chosen to lead this endeavor was Joseph Bazalgette, the mastermind behind London's inaugural sewer system. Despite these efforts, the Thames continued to face challenges, with the wildlife suffering by the 1950s and the river becoming a dumping ground for various unwanted items. The 1960s saw significant repair works to revitalize the Thames, allowing around 125 fish species, as well as seals and otters, to thrive in its waters. However, the aging 150-year-old sewer system was struggling to cope with London's expansion. In response, the Thames Tideway project was initiated, aiming to construct a state-of-the-art super sewer tunnel beneath the Thames. Spanning nearly 16 miles and comprising 24 construction sites from east to west London, this ambitious project was set to be completed in 2024, designed to remove millions of tons of waste that would otherwise pollute the river. The project's vision extends beyond sewage removal. It seeks to connect London's past and present, fostering benefits for the community. Art projects, education programs, and initiatives to support river wildlife and human communities living along and around the Thames are all integral aspects of the plan. To minimize congestion and pollution on busy roads, the builders aim to transport materials through the river, drawing inspiration from historical practices. During excavations at the Tideway's Chambers Wharf site, workers made a groundbreaking discovery. While digging the shaft, they stumbled upon a human skeleton, lying face down with an arm bent above it. The position suggested the possibility of an accidental fall into the water, or perhaps an unfortunate event involving the nearby Bermondsey Wall, an old structure used for support in muddy embankments. Archaeological mitigation is vital in such projects to preserve and understand the historical significance of such discoveries. Although the skeleton's cause of death remains uncertain, one thing is clear: it had not received a formal burial. Had the man been buried traditionally, he wouldn't have been found lying in such an unusual position. What captivated the attention of the archaeologists was a particularly rare aspect of the discovery. The boots. Unexpectedly, the boots outlasted the man's other clothes, and their design and quality were truly remarkable. These boots had a flat, single sole with additional clump soles at the back and front, which served as reinforcement. Such boots were likely crafted during the 15th or 16th century, possibly around the time of the Tudor reign. Despite the evidence, knee-high boots were not typical footwear of that era, making them a unique find. The craftsmanship of the boots pointed towards their utility, possibly used as working boots by someone involved in marine professions, much like how people wear Wellingtons today. They were simple yet durable, designed for everyday use. The plant lining inside, likely moss for warmth and comfort while in the cold waters of the river, suggested that the man might have worn these boots while working in or around the water. The archaeologists doubt that the man was buried in the boots, as valuable leather footwear like this would have been sought after, and someone else would likely have taken them for themselves upon discovering a dead man wearing them. The Tudor era offers historical examples of men wearing knee-high boots, with King Henry VII expanding the English Navy during his reign. A notable example comes from the Mary Rose, a ship that sank in 1545, where a supply of knee-high boots, presumably worn by sailors, was preserved among the ship's treasures. The man found at Bermondsey Wall might have been involved in various water-related professions, such as a sailor, fisherman, or mudlarker. Mudlarkers, individuals who search the riverbank mud for valuable artifacts, have been around since the 19th century, though their focus has shifted from making fortunes to finding historically significant artifacts. Mudlarking remains a popular hobby today. The analysis of the skeleton is conducted by an osteologist, an expert in studying bones and their historical context. By delving into the details of this intriguing find, archaeologists hope to unlock more information about the man's life and the history of the Thames. According to an expert's research, the man discovered had led a physically demanding life, evidenced by degenerative joint diseases affecting his left hip and spine. Old injuries, including a healed broken nose, might have originated from his childhood. Additionally, signs of head trauma and damaged teeth with grooves suggested he may have been involved in activities like holding or pulling objects with his teeth, characteristic of a fisherman's work. Determining the man's exact age was challenging, as Tudor men rarely lived beyond 40, considering the high infant mortality rate due to poor living conditions. The skeleton had already surpassed expectations for longevity and must have endured a challenging existence. It remains uncertain if fatigue, drunkenness, or carelessness caused him to fall into the river, or if he was already on the shore when the tide overcame him. Regardless, it appears that the same river that provided his livelihood was, in part, responsible for his unfortunate demise. The experts are committed to learning as much as possible about this man, and the study will continue until 2024 as part of the Thames Tideway project. Meanwhile, even outside of the construction work, modern-day mudlarks still comb the river's shores for historical treasures, hoping to uncover more fragments of London's captivating history. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.